Are we live? Welcome to another rendition of Too Early for This podcast. Yeah, I know. We're doing it at a different time and at a different location. As always, rate, comment, subscribe. Share this YouTube channel in the YouTube algorithm by liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting the notification bell. Make sure you're selecting it to all and sharing this to your friends, your family, and your followers. Now, some quick reminders to let you guys know I'm going to start doing Too Early for This podcast. We're going to move it yet again, okay? Uh, Due to my work schedule as well as my availability, we'll be doing this on Saturday mornings instead of Monday morning. Okay, I love doing it on Monday. I think Monday is prime time real estate for any live streamer out there. So if there's any content creators out there that want to do live streams, it's best to do them on Monday. All right. So we're gonna move Too Early for This podcast to Saturdays until at least until summertime is over with. Then we'll probably move it back to Mondays, depending on how you guys feeling me doing the podcast on Monday mornings. Now, also another quick update, a quick reminder. Uh, Due to the summertime, not every Saturday morning I'm going to be doing a live stream. I'll probably be on vacation. I'll probably be out of state working. But if that do materialize, I will let you guys know in a timely manner. And if it means I have to do this podcast early, I will do this podcast early. All right. Also, be sure to check out my girl, The Dream. The Dream has been cranking up videos and live streams back to back to back. All right. So go check her out. Subscribe to her channel. She has some very amazing content, particularly in the car industry. She's got some, you need to know this, you need to know that. Particularly there's a lot of aspiring women out there that want to be in the car content game as far as modeling, particularly at these car shows. She did uploaded a video, the do's and the don'ts, what to look out for if you're new to this, particularly if you want to be a car model in these car shows. I think she needs to, and I've said this in multiple videos and multiple live streams, I think she needs to add on to this, make it like a playlist, sort of say. But she can do whatever she wants to do on her channel. I just think that video she uploaded last week was very informational. I'm sorry to Dream, I haven't been consistently keeping up with your content. But now since I'm going to be moving everything on Saturday, the more the merrier. I will check out a lot of your live streams and videos during the week while I'm at work or whatever I'm doing. All right. So go check out The Dream. Tell her that I'm Chris the Don One sent you. You will not be disappointed by the slightest. All right. So we got all that stuff out of the way. Let's get into today's live stream. All right. Today's live stream, we got several topics to talk about. We're going to be talking about Young Miami. She opened up and was very candid about her relationship with Sean Diddy Combs, a.k.a. P. Diddy. Okay. We're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about there's some more news concerning Jonathan Major that we're going to get at and get into, plus other celebrity topics that we're going to be talking about in this live stream. As always, if you guys want me to go into other types of topics and other type of discussions, as long as it's not religious or political, feel free to comment in the comment section. As always, the comment section is your guys' domain. It's up to you guys to keep the comment section lit. So I need you guys to just, conversate among yourselves about today's live stream, good, bad, or whatever. And yeah, let's get it into. Let's get into the first topic, and it's about Young Miami. Young Miami. For those who've been living under a rock, allow your boy to explain. Young Miami is a rapper. She's half of the rappers. She's one half of the rapper of the group called City Girls. I think the other young lady is JT. Here's a fun fact. Without Googling, real fast, real quick, name your 5 hottest tracks you know of City Girls. Also, real fast, real quick, recite a lyric from any type of song from the City Girls. I'm not trying to, hate on them. I just don't think at the end of the day they're all that good. I just don't think at the end of the day. I have no earthly idea what this lady is doing. She's taking. Well, anyway, let's get into it. At the end of the day, as far as the hip hop culture goes, I don't think what they do is all that fly, and we're gonna be remembering this from years and years to come. At the end of the day, I just don't see this materializing. People 10, 20 years from now are going to be reciting songs from the City Girls, but that's where they got their claim to fame. They're mainly social media influencers now. I don't know if they're still together again because judging by the news, considering City Girls, they're on again, they're off again, they're off again, they're on again, they're retiring from hip hop. I don't know, but basically, Young Miami is one half of the City Girls, and she was involved in a relationship with Sean Diddy Combs, P. Diddy. For those who've been living under a rock, allow your boy to explain. Sean Diddy Combs is infamous in the world of hip hop, fashion, and culture. He's embedded in the hip hop culture. If you talk about the hip hop culture, you have to respect and put some respect on that man's name. He has done a lot of things, to the hip, that make the hip hop culture from what it is right now. Now, the hip hop culture is so big that one person can't control the hip hop culture, but he does have influence in the hip hop culture. He used to produce. He was an artist himself. He was into fashion. He's the owner of Ciroc. He also owns his own network, Revolt, and he's really got a pulse of the hip hop culture and a pulse of Hollywood. All right, somebody you would definitely like to have in your resume if you're if you're trying to be the next actor or the next actress or the next performer, whatever. If you got Diddy Combs repping you, or if you know of Sean Diddy Combs, that can skyrocket your career and open up a lot of doors and a lot of avenues. But Young Miami was involved in relationship with P. Diddy. Now, I can't confirm nor deny this, but let's just use those infamous words, allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. They was basically in a pay-to-play type of relationship. If when you got money, man, you don't care what you spend your money on. You can't spend it all. And Diddy Combs is never going to go broke. And he's always accustomed of taking care of women who take care of him, in different ways, but most importantly, arouse him sexually. And we have heard of a lot of things and a lot of activities that him and Young Miami have done in the bedroom. There was a couple of months ago, they was talking about golden showers, and Young Miami liked golden showers. And I'm pretty sure he done bagged her in all types of different positions in all different types of places. He's been everywhere, man. So with Young Miami, but basically, Young Miami is basically a squeeze toy to him. All right, he wasn't seriously involved with Young Miami that way, where this relationship could have, you know, went towards marriage or a longer term relationship. This was never going to be, he was going to have kids with this girl, he was going to lay down with this girl. Basically, this girl was just a squeeze toy. This girl's basically someone that he can be amused with at night or in the day. And she took care of him, all right, sexually. Anything beyond anything else is being over dramatic. Now I know she released a statement talking about they were in a relationship. She hold him down, he holded her down. There was times in the relationship where he asked for her input, coming from her point of view. But basically, in this recent podcast she was on, I think it was called The Real or The Real Clip, whatever. She acknowledged in this podcast that, P. Diddy didn't really take her seriously, um, which was a head scratcher to me, because when you started your relationship, there was nothing serious about your relationship. You know, you took care of him, you pleasured him up, you gave him pleasures. Okay, I'm trying to keep this squeaky clean because this is going to be a family productive type of content here. But you pleasured him in bed. He gave you money, and it was a pay to play type of relationship. You understood that, he understood that, and he probably said and did things to you that he probably didn't do with his with any of his ex-wives, especially Kim. RIP to Kim. But basically, you was never going to be on that pedestal of, you was wife material, or he was interested in being in a serious relationship with you. And you was and it came off during this interview like you was complaining that P. Diddy did not respected you or treated you seriously after the numerous accusations that what he did with you in bed, you was basically a squeeze toy. I mean, he didn't really uh res- treated you as an equal. Basically treated you, and a lot of people are going to get butthurt of what I'm about to say, but treated you like a child, and you was okay with it. Okay, your mom was okay with it because he was taking care of you financially. You didn't have to worry about anything. He, allegedly, he took care of you financially. And a lot of you, the JTs, the Young Miamis, the Sweeties, you hear it embedded in their music, you hear it on their social media accounts. They're always promoting, you if you want to be with them, you have to take care of them. All right. And a lot of women, basically selling their boxes for, for finance. And you have to have some serious money to, be tied to any of these girls. And Lotto is in that type of frame, where you pay to play. And to me, if you're promoting that and that's pretty much your language, your resume, then you have to also understand that guys like that, multimillionaires or billionaires that are well established, they're not going to respect you any other type of way. They're not going to you're not going to you're never going to earn your respect to them, because all they see you as a squeeze toy, a side chick, below a trophy wife. All right. whoever thought that, you can go any lower than a trophy wife? You're not even being recognized for what you bring in a relationship. All you bring to a relationship is pleasing him, being seduced by him, and you're pretty much shaking your head at everything he recommends. All right, you're pretty much a high price slave. Some people would consider you a high price slave. And when you came off in this interview, you was talking about how, he didn't take you seriously. He didn't take the relationship seriously. And when you wanted to be serious, he just, sort of golfed and rolled his eyes and just kept moving on, moved on to whatever he was doing. So, um, whatever you want in a relationship, you have to accept the pros and cons in that particular relationship. So if you wanted to be taken care of, you wanted your bills paid, you wanted your hair laid, you wanted to buy the latest clothes and the latest fashion without doing anything other than pleasing him in bed, then there's a pro to that, and then there's a con to that. There's a side of, well, that guy is not going to respect you on the level he respects other females that are not in that type of relationship with him. He's not going to respect you on the same level as his ex or his baby mama or his wife. He's not going to treat you in that category. And I take it a step further. He's not even going to treat you the same level or above someone who actually works with him at the corporation or at the job that, you know, uh, he's not really sexually active to, but, because of the labor laws, he has to treat this female like an employee. He's not even going to treat you on that level. He's not going to treat you like someone that works for him. He's going to treat you like a squeeze toy. And those are the repercussions of what you grow in your garden. If you want guys to respect you or treat you as an equal, then and you want to be independent, you want your voice to be heard, you won't say so in any type of decision, then you have to come to the table as an equal, not as someone that's below an equal, or someone that's a squeeze toy or a play toy or anything like that. So I was really shocked that Young Miami basically said that's one of the reasons why they ended the relationship. Well, he ended the relationship because there's been some reports out there that he has dumped Young Miami. And now he's moving on to the next squeeze thing. But you get what you get in a relationship. Okay, if you want X, Y, that's why it's so important for women out there, and a lot of women get this, that they want something more than you just giving them money. They want their self-esteem. They want their dignity. They want their own identity. They want their own independence. They want to be treated as an equal. And that's what a lot of women are asking for and demanding for in relationships. All right. But there are some women that really don't want that. There are some women out there that believe that they want a guy that would just pay for their bills, take care of them. They don't get any say so in are they in a serious relationship. They don't get any say so. Is this relationship going to upgrade into marriage? They don't get any say so in as far as work collaborating with one another, working with one another. And some women say that they're fine with it, but at the end of the day, you'll put up with so much until you can't tolerate it no more, until, your inner person says, look, yeah, it's fine and dandy that, he's giving us money and paying bills and this, that, and the other, but I want to be treated as an equal. I want to be treated. I want to have my own. I want to be an equal to him. And there's not a lot of women out there that can say that they. First and foremost, there's not a lot of women. There's not a lot of men out there that can say they're just as equal. They're just the same as P Diddy. Okay, Sean Diddy Combs. All right. But at the same time, there's a lot of women and there's a lot of men out there that's not going to sacrifice their independence, their self-esteem. They're not going to bruise their egos simply to just win over Sean Diddy Combs. There's some things more important in life than finances and money. And I think, young Mamie has just figured it out. And, I would chalk it up to experience. I would chalk it up as her being young, but, she's 29 years old. She has a kid with someone else. So it did, you wanted that lifestyle with the first guy you got a baby by, and it was okay then. And now you're saying that you want something different from the next guy. All right. So I'm just saying, be careful what you wish for. Definitely be careful on what you wish for. All right. So moving on from that topic, we're going to give y'all some major updates on Jonathan Majors. Now, for those out there who've been living under a rock, allow your boy to explain. Jonathan Majors found himself in a bad situation. This female, and this is allegedly. Okay, we gotta stay legal beagle here, but allegedly, this girl said that he was very physical with her, and she had issues with them. And now the first woman, through a text, pretty much denounced everything that Jonathan Majors was accused of. But this latest update comes from Variety, says that Jonathan Majors' issues worsen as more allegations of abuse victims cooperate with the DA office. Okay, so Jonathan Majors is preparing for a May 8 court appearance on domestic violence charges. His PR problems are about to get bigger. Sources familiar with the material tells multiple reports that multiple alleged more abusive victims of Majors have came forward following his March arrest and are cooperating with the district attorney. The prospect of women waiting in the wings would mark a dramatic turn in the case and comes on the heels of major publicist and manager firm cutting their ties with the actor this week. Now, we all knew about that. Jonathan Majors is innocent and has not had no abuse charges with anyone. We are providing evidence to the district attorney that the charges are false, and we are confident that we are confident that he will fully be exonerated. Major's attorney said in a statement. The Creed 3 star was arrested on March the 25th in his neighborhood of Manhattan of strangulation, choking, assaulting, and harassing. At the time, an NYPD spokesman said in a statement that the 30-year-old woman told police she's been assaulted by Majors, who is 33, and she sustained major injuries to the head, to the neck, and was removed to an area hospital in stable condition. Okay, so this is just the same thing that they already said. A few hours later, the woman allegedly wrote I know you have the best team. There's nothing to worry. And I just want you to know that I'm doing all I can on my end. I also said and tell the judge to know that the original 911 call was was me collapsing and passing out, and you're worried as my partner due to this communication prior. But for many who were in the business with Major, the text message had the opposite effect and raised more questions than answers. Namely, why would the woman had to lose consciousness? If you read the bad Lifetime movie, okay, we're not even gonna go into that. Uh, so here's the good stuff. Uh, he was supposed to play Kang in the Avengers Kang Dynasty. Major is still attached to the star in he's still attached to this film, which is slated to be released in 2025. He has uh posted he has posed for a 20 oh, he's supposed to make a $20 million payday, including back in cooperation. He also is signed to star in Disney's Secret War, which was slated to debut in 2026. Disney is monitoring, and they're checking the situation out to see if this situation gets any worse. The mega budget the Avengers Kang Dynasty is scheduled to begin production in the spring of next year. Disney has already deep in business with Major, given that the Searchlight acquired the actor. No, they just give him some more roles he's been into. He's been on Disney Plus Loki, which yes, he was also on the Ant Man and Wasp Girl. I forgot the name of that movie, but oh, here it is. Uh, he was also working on Ant Man and the Wasp Quantumanium, the film which Major was third billing as Kang the Conqueror. A Disney spokesperson declined comment. All right, so we can go on and on and on. So basically, if you checked out what I just read to you guys, uh, this situation could get worse for Jonathan Majors. Let's start with as far as Disney, still confident in working with Jonathan Majors. If you've been checking out the recent press release with what Disney Plus is doing, what Disney as a corporation has been doing, uh, and this all could tie in the same, or it can tie in differently. Disney is already talking about they're not making the profit that they thought they was going to make. They have already laid off a lot of key people in Disney and Disney films. Even corporations that are owned by Disney, like Hulu, uh, ESPN, ABC. There was reports out there that suggested that ESPN was going to lay off a lot of people. At one point, Stephen A. Smith believed that he was going to be on that list. Still no word on whether or not they're going to sever their ties with Stephen A. Smith. But that talk really doesn't have any type of conversation with Jonathan Majors. But if you look at the tea leaves, I think Disney is going to sever their ties with Jonathan Majors. And here's why I believe that. I think it has less to do with the accusations. If you know anything about Disney, they are a family run organization. They're squeaky clean. If anybody under the Disney umbrella has got a hint of negativity. If Disney feels like they're going to lose money by still being attached to said individual, they will quick, fast, and in a hurry get rid of you. If you don't believe me, look at Jemele Hill. When Jemele Hill, at first, ESPN considered Jemele Hill and Michael Smith the cornerstones of the new Sports Center. They were riding high as a kite on Jemele Hill until she got she was too political in a lot of the ESPN platforms. They worked with her for a while. They started pulling her off a lot of their top billing shows. At one point, they pulled her away from the 6 p.m. Sports Center. And they was trying to work with Jemele Hill, but Jemele Hill got too radioactive, particularly with a lot of left wingers in the Republican Party. They used Jemele Hill as a stepping stone, and that's one of the reasons why Donald Trump was so popular, because there was a lot of people like Jemele Hill, which Jemele Hill was very truthful about Donald J. Trump. She was very opinionated about Donald J. Trump, but Disney is not that type of platform where they're about politics. They're just not into the two things on Disney that they try to steer away from is politics and religion. They just don't do those type of topics on any of their platforms. But nevertheless, Disney had an issue with Jemele Hill. Her contract was up, and they just basically exit stage left with Jemele Hill. They just moved on to different people. And I feel like the same's going to happen to Jonathan Majors. And this comes on the heels of Jonathan Majors being one of the top billing actors in Hollywood. And a lot of people are going to say, what? Jonathan Majors, a top biller in Hollywood? Allow your boy to explain. Jonathan Majors was setting his career up to stardom. He was going to make The Rock and Will Smith type of money, okay? Well, The Rock type of money, where he can command a lot of money for the next project, and also control. And if you look at the movies, if you look at what in the Marvel universe, he exploded there. But on Creed 3, he went to a platform that was already Michael B. Jordan's universe with Sylvester Stallone, and he did very well, extraordinary on Creed 3. People were looking at him as the next big one, the next The Rock. And that kind of, before these accusations, if you look at Disney, that kind of scared Disney off a little bit, because it's not like they could just get rid of him and replace him with somebody else, because he played Kang the Conqueror to the T. So it's not like you can just get rid of him and just let someone else play that character. And there was a high demand for him to continue the Kang dynasties. And Marvel was looking at it as, yeah, we got him locked up on these next 2 film projects. This was before the accusations. How much is going to cost us to keep him? So they were trying to figure out an end game to have him at least star in these last 2 Avenger movies, and then move away from him and move on. And a lot of people are going to say, oh man, you're just blowing smoke up my tail. If you look at the Loki series, season 1, where he premiered there, and they talked about, and that version of Kane died, but he was talking about how in every different multiverse there's a different Kane, and not all Kanes are alike. All right, if you listen to that episode and if you read that script, Marvel was going to set it up to whereas they, if worse come to worse, if Jonathan Majors gets super popular, we have an exit strategy to just kill him off, this version of Kane, kill him off, and then replace him with a different Kane if need be. Okay. But since he played that character to a T, the fans, he was a fan favorite. And no one else wanted anyone else to be Kane. They wanted Jonathan Majors to be Kane. So they're pretty much stuck with him. All right. But they always had an exit strategy because of his popularity. Same thing with Robert Downey Jr., Scarlett Johansson. All right. Uh, uh, I forgot Evans. I forgot his first name. He started to get popular. All right. So they were trying to have exit strategies because if they get too popular, okay, then they're going to have to give them a lot more money, a lot more influence, and a lot more control, particularly Robert Downey Jr., all right, who played Iron Man. So this is just a Jonathan Major situation. This is just a situation for any major star that was in the Marvel universe. And you started slowly but surely seeing them close off these chapters to start off new chapters of new characters. And, start them real young. And when they get popular and popular and popular, but when they get too popular, have an exit strategy. That's just the MO of how Disney does things. All right. And it's not just Marvel. It's Star Wars. Disney owns Star Wars. They own ESPN. They don't allow people to get so popular where they have control and influence, and they have to pay them more than just moving on from them. Now there are some outliers to this rule. Stephen A. Smith, for an example, signed a huge contract, and when he signed this huge contract, he got more control and more influence from this contract. Obviously, he runs First Take. All right, he's the executive producer of First Take, so he pretty much runs how First Take is going to be moving, and he has the control and the influence to have guests on there to, if he's not feeling a certain guest, he has that luxury to get rid of that guest. Like, Jay Williams, I think him and Jay Williams are on again, off again. But he pretty much is his own boss over there at First Take. So there are outliers to this rule, but not all people apply to this outlier. And Jonathan Majors is one of those. So before all of this stuff has happened with the domestic violence accusations, Marvel was already moving pretty much in that direction. Now, in a perfect world, if these accusations did not exist, it would not surprise me to see him in the Kane Dynasty, the last of the Avenger movie, and they move away from Jonathan Majors and they move on into the next phase, which is the Secret War, where they'll talk about Kane the Conqueror, and they'll probably do some footage. So they'll utilize that extra footage from the Kane dynasties into Marvel's The Secret War, but wouldn't have him as the main villain in The Secret War. All right. And if you read the comic book, the Secret War is a bigger, more complex situation, and I'm not going to get fully all off into it. But if you check out what Disney does to their big time stars that have a lot of more influence and they want more control, and now you have to pay them more money. Disney has been like a discount type of person when it comes to actors and actresses. Okay, now they'll shell out millions upon millions of dollars on things that are successful or IPs that are successful, but they rarely shell out a lot of money and give away a lot of control and give away a lot of influence to actors and actresses. Okay, so they was already heading this way. Now with these accusations of domestic violence, and now all these women are coming forward, I think Disney is holding back to see the blowback from this. They're trying to see how bad this can potentially be. If this is R. Kelly bad, radioactive bad, then Disney would have severed their ties with Jonathan Majors many moons ago. But even Disney don't even know what's coming forward. Are these women telling the truth, or are these women are in a group trying to tell a lie? All right. I'm not. I hate to say that, because 9 times out of 10, these women probably are telling the truth. So I think Disney is holding back. They're going to see what comes after the blowback. If it's so much blowback where they have no choice but to get rid of Jonathan Majors. If you look at Loki season 2, it seems like they're heading that way with season 2 of Loki. I saw the trailer. It premiered a couple of days ago. And it seems like, to me, Disney is already moving to the point of an exit strategy where Jonathan Majors may not be in the Kane dynasty. All right, but it really hinges on Loki season 2. If everyone digs the new characters that are going to be introduced in Loki season 2, one of those characters have been tied to maybe replacing Jonathan Majors as Loki. You had the star from Snowfall, a possibility of him replacing Jonathan Majors as Kane the Conqueror. So we're going to have to wait how Disney make this play. But they're not really showing their hands until they see all of this unfolding. And as of right now, it's not unfolding. So Jonathan Majors took a very serious L to his career. Now, I also heard that, and this is allegedly. I just heard this on the interwebs on social media. I don't know if this is true, but we're going to keep saying allegedly. All right. I've heard that Jonathan Majors, when he's in a sexual activity with a female, likes to play rough with the females in bed. I don't know if that's true. I can't confirm nor deny that, but I will say this: allegedly, that's what is floating around on social media. Again, I don't know if this is true. I believe everyone is innocent until proven guilty. But a large part of me, and like I said, I don't like being put in this pigeonholed in a situation where I have to say Jonathan Majors is guilty or Jonathan Majors is innocent. I'm the type of person that believes that you have to wait until everything drops, or at least wait until it goes to court. All right. Everybody is weighing in their opinions and this, that, and the third on what they hear on social media. There's a large portion of people believe that he's guilty. And there are some fans of Jonathan Majors. There are some people that are not non-believers of Jonathan Majors being guilty. They believe that he's innocent. I don't want to be in the box of is he guilty or is he innocent. I kind of want to wait and see how all of this plays out and then give my opinion. But that's what's floating on around there. And that explains the text she sent to Jonathan Majors. And if you read the other text messages, why she sort of kind of defends Jonathan Majors, that it makes sense if he's the type of guy that likes to get rough in bed. I don't know. Allegedly. I cannot confirm nor deny this. This could be 100% false, but that's what's floating around on social media. Just wanted you guys to know. But I wouldn't take this with a grain of salt. I'm on board of you're going to have to wait until everything falls in place before you make a decision. All right. So that's what's going on with Jonathan Majors. I wish him the best of luck. I hope all these. I hope that we come to some truth here on whether or not what he's doing, what he's not doing, and we'll just move on. Okay, we'll just simply move on. All right. I'm gonna take a quick time out and tell you guys that be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, share this content with your friends, family, and followers. Hit the notification bell, select all. If you want to support this channel as a member, hit the join membership button. Remember, membership has its privileges. There are 3 different tiers, and each of those tiers tells you the packages that you're entitled to. All right. So and also one of these I didn't want to talk about this, but after when summer is over with, I might do a live stream for members only. I might start doing that. Uh, as of right now, I don't have any members. Okay, so if I start getting like 5 or 10 members, I say 5 members, then I will start doing that. Okay, I was going to talk about Marques Houston, but I feel like Marques Houston, he married a very young woman. And he's getting a lot of heat because he married this young woman, but he's getting more press and more, popularity on social media is what he said about modern day women. Modern day women wants to be tricked on. They want to pay to play. They already have, a baby daddy. They live kind of recklessly, and that's why he wanted when he made the decision to marry the woman that he's married to right now, he was very thorough with her and wanted to know more about her. He wanted a submissive, loyal, religious woman, and that's who he got as of right now. But guys, we all know this. Relationships are tested through the course of time, and the beginning stages of a relationship is uncharted territory for you and her. But you can grow. But in a relationship, you can either grow. You'll grow into more of a positive type of person, or growing into the direction you wanted to go to, or you're going to take a turn and grow into something else that wasn't discovered in the courtship of your relationship. And the same thing goes for a woman too. So right now they're in their honeymoon phase. I wish them the best of luck. But we can't really establish how good or how bad this relationship is till they started adding some years to it. But I feel like both of them, when you listen to Marques Houston in a lot of interviews, and if you listen to her, I think she did a video on social media. It seems like they want the same thing. Like in a lot of these relationships, particularly these social media relationships, they say one thing, but they do completely something differently. So yeah. Wish them the best of luck. Okay. Moving on. Moving on. Got some Antonio Brown news. First and foremost, Antonio Brown was already in the news earlier. As you know, Antonio Brown owns an arena football team, and I think he owns. I don't think he owns the whole team. I think he owns a portion of the team. I think his father already owns a portion of the team. And then someone else, an investor, owns the rest of it. He was in some news because he was at a arena football game. He was on the field. One of the security guards from Top Flight Security. People need security in the world, Craig. They need security in the world, Craig. No, just kidding. But he asked Antonio Brown to leave the field. Antonio Brown did not comply. And we all know about Antonio Brown. He's a stench for not doing what someone else tells him to do. Okay, he's on that tip. All right. They want to make something small, want to make mountains out of molehills. So, something disputed on the field, and eventually Antonio Brown left the field. And I believe at that very same game, he came back on the field with some kids, with some children, and still not doing protocol. Okay. So there's questions concerning, did Antonio Brown break the rule or did not break the rule? How much of a percentage he owns the football, that particular team, and is he going to be punished or be banned from future games with the arena football team? We don't know all that. All right, but Antonio Brown is back in the news again for all the wrong reasons. Antonio Brown, an arrest warrant is issued for former Steelers Antonio Brown in Florida. Let's see what he done. Okay, Antonio Brown is back in the news for all the wrong reasons. I just said that, okay? And now in this article, they're saying the same thing, which, by the way, this comes from the Steeler Report. I suggest you guys to holler at them whenever you can holler at them. The person who wrote the article is Alex. I'm not even gonna pronounce your last name. Okay. So anyway, Antonio Brown is back in the news again for all the wrong reasons. According to TMZ, an arrest warrant in Florida has been issued for Brown after he allegedly missed several child support payments. Ooh. TMZ, which reviewed the court documents early Friday. According to the court documents, the order was issued by Miami-Dade County, Florida judge on April the 14th. After Brown has allegedly ducked payments that he had been required to make to his ex-wife. I think her name is Wiltro Jackson. Okay, the county office has been in receipt and order, and the spokesperson confirmed on Friday morning. TMZ noted Brown can be released from custody if he pays the $30,000 amount owed. This isn't the first time, and I was getting ready to say that. In several months, Brown had warrants for his arrest. A separate issue early December over domestic battery. Allegations. Oh my God, Chris, get it together. Accusations. A misdemeanor charge. Brown eluded cops for several days at one point. Police were reported surrounding his house, but it doesn't appear any arrest was actually made, nor the charge as far as pursuing him. According to TMZ article, the charges were later dropped after the victim, which was his baby mama, recanted her story. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Most recently, Brown has been in the news over his ownership to the National Arena Football League. We just talked about that. They were supposed they a they are supposed ownership dispute with Brown, he's the sole owner, and was apparently to get into an altercation with a security guard at a recent game. Generally, we try to stay away from writing about AB as much as possible. He hasn't been a Pittsburgh Steeler in years, but anything legally related is fair game in our eyes. So we spend our time passing along the information. This is from this article that's come from the Steeler Report. We'll update this post if an arrest has been made, or he done paid his child support, or the warrant is dropped. Brown last played in the NFL in 2021 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was released by the team after taking off his uniform and leaving the field from a game. I remember all that. And if you check out all of the comments from this article, there are 87 comments, by the way. Steel Town. I wonder why he calls himself Steel Town. Is it because he's got a Pittsburgh Steelers picture of Ben Roethlisberger? Okay. Wow. The first paragraph says it all. The name says it all. Fanny Exile, and then T.Y. Moon. We created our own problem. Stan says, before anyone says it, it was like that before. He played a down in the NFL. He was also like this before he ever played a down in college. So save the concussion talk. Sometimes troubled people just do troubled things. All right. Grizzy says, thanks for that. Hard to argue. However, it's still not a lesson. The effects some players are experienced due to playing games. Okay. I guess this is a guy who we're not gonna go all the way into this. Okay, so let's just go ahead and talk about the topics. Let's talk about the talk. Okay, we can sit up here and read troll comments, or we can just read comments from biased people or people that are fans of Antonio Brown. We're not gonna do this on Too Early for This podcast. We're gonna get into my opinions, my thoughts of what I just talked about, what I just read. First and foremost, Antonio Brown is a problem, is a man with a lot of problems. And a lot of those problems are committed by his doing. And I remember my mama used to tell me a long time ago, she said, son, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Now, that don't totally exonerate Antonio Brown mentally. I really do still feel to this day that when he got hit on the football field, and I can still remember that game, and I can still remember that game, and he came off woggy. I think he had early cases of a concussion, and I think that lingered mentally in him. Look, I know Antonio Brown is a very hateful individual, okay, who has done a lot of questionable things and done a lot of things that we can't condone, that we're not going to be apologists for. I know all that. Okay, so to sit up there and say that we can't place all the blame on a concussion. A lot of this stuff is his doing. And like the guy said in the comment section, he was doing this way before he got hit, way before he got pronounced as getting a concussion in a game. Okay. He did all this before that, and he's still continuing to do that. Okay. So it don't excuse everything Antonio Brown has said and did. But I do think there's a screw loose with Antonio Brown. I do believe the elevator don't go all the way up with Antonio Brown. And I think Antonio Brown is a fry short of a Happy Meal. Okay. This is all been proven and documented. All right. So I'm not going to be sitting up here saying that, oh man, the reason why he is what he is because he got hit real hard. He got that concussion. He hasn't been the same since. I do believe Antonio Brown is a person that got blinded and addicted to that money. And when Pittsburgh was unwilling to sign him to a big contract, Pittsburgh knew that if they start giving him a huge payday, he's going to act a fool. He's going to act a total donkey. And they wanted to, give him a contract where it was a sentence laden, where if he stays on the field and he gets certain amount of stats, he can earn his money that way. Antonio Brown said, no, I don't want it. I want all my money now. So Pittsburgh said, no, we wasn't going to do that. And they thought being professional, being courteous, being loyal to Antonio Brown, telling him early out the gate, like, hey, look, we're not going to sign you to that type of contract. We do enjoy you. We want you to be a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're loyal to the soil to you. We just in a disagreement with the contract. Antonio Brown started flipping out on them, started missing games, recording on a Facebook Live, what his coach said after a game. Faked an injury, wore a fur coat on the last game of the season, and this is how you repay the organization that first and foremost believed in you first, drafted you. You could have been undrafted. You could have been a journeyman. And telling you up front, look, it is what it is. It was what it was. It's been real. It's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun. We're not going to give you that type of money up front. We just wanted you to know. And Antonio Brown rewarded them by acting a total donkey in the last final 3 weeks as a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So when he went on free agency, the Las Vegas Raiders were desperate. They wanted they wanted excitement. They wanted to win the front pages. They already got John Gruden. And they signed Antonio Brown to a contract where he got all his money up front. Antonio Brown got the contract he wanted. Remember, he was free. I'm free. I'm free. And that only lasted for a cup of coffee. All Antonio Brown had to do was go to practice. And he kept complaining about different reasons why he couldn't go to practice. He burnt his feet in the sauna or in this one of those chamber things. Then he talked about his helmet. He didn't like the helmet. He wanted to wear his old helmet. He made a big stink about it. Both situations, the Las Vegas Raiders supported Antonio Brown. John Gruden supported Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown recorded a conversation with John Gruden. Still, John Gruden supported Antonio Brown. You know why? Because when you're talented, they're going to put up with all your ish. They're going to put up with all your ish. He only lasted a cup of coffee, couldn't even complete a practice. They released him. And then he got to the New England Patriots. This man has been in one good situation, left one good situation, went to another good situation, possibly could have been a good situation, couldn't even stay long enough to play week 1, and then finds himself yet again in another good situation, the New England Patriots. How can you F things up back to back to back? But Antonio Brown can figure out a way, which it was great. Antonio Brown played an amazing game for the New England Patriots. All the New England Patriots said they were going to sign you to a contract, and they said, as long as you don't be in the news for all the wrong reasons, you good. You good over here. Then he got into an incident with one of his therapists or some girl or some gymnast, and he got released real fast in a hurry. In the process, talking ish about the coach, talking ish about the owner, and he left that situation. Well, they left him. He didn't leave them. They left him. Finds himself in another good situation. How many times God is going to bless this individual? Okay, this individual has won the lottery 4 straight times. First, getting drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers, a well-run organization. Then going to the Las Vegas Raiders. Has a lot of great tradition, which had a lot of good pieces, and they were just trying to figure out fitting these pieces, or we're going to have a very successful season. Antonio Brown's going to be the many reasons why we have a successful season. Didn't go through. Antonio Brown refused to practice. Went to the New England Patriots. Hall of Fame coach, Hall of Fame quarterback, Hall of Fame owner, and he fumbled that bag. Some people think, okay, look, some people in life don't even get one opportunity, don't get one break. This man has had the ultimate in breaks. Had 3 breaks thus far. 3 great breaks. Anybody else would be kissing the sky and blessing God and going to church 3 times every Sunday. Not Antonio Brown. If there's a will, there's a way. Antonio Brown gets another great break by going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Played a full productive season. Won a Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hall of Fame resume, GOAT of GOAT quarterbacks, Tom Brady. Great defense. Great situation. He said, you know what? Look at my stats when I played with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm a free agent. I'm going to do me. If somebody wants me, they're going to have to pay me an elite type of money. They're going to have to back the Brinks truck up. Nobody came knocking to your door. Why? As you're so talented, but then at the same time, you're so talented, you're not reliable, you're not dependable, you're just a hairline away from getting yourself into trouble. just because you played the whole season unscathed, unbothered, was out of trouble. But is that an anomaly, or is that something that we can just expect from you thus far? No, everyone still gave him the same offer Pittsburgh gave him. Hey man, if you want this big time money, there are going to be incentives in this contract. You have to be on the field. You have to go to practice. You have to get these stats. He didn't want that type of contract. He wanted his money up front. Couldn't realize why any NFL team wouldn't give him his money up front. Oh, let me guess. The Las Vegas Raiders gave you your money up front. How that worked out for them. So now he has to go crawling back to Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he's butthurt. He's butthurt at the whole NFL. No one was going to give him his money up front. He would have to have the same contract he had with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers the first time around, because he was so far deep out of free agency and no one was willing to pay him that type of money. He went back to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is, you can tell that it's not the same Tampa Bay Buccaneers from last year. It's going to be a struggle for them to even get to the Super Bowl. Then, Gronk was in the doghouse with Tom Brady. Tom Brady just kept throwing it, just feeding the beast, feeding Antonio Brown. One game, Tom Brady started throwing to Gronk. Antonio Brown got upset and said, you know what? I'm taking my ball home. And I can still remember this game. It was they're playing against the New York Jets. That was in New York. He took his pads off, his jersey off. He took he took his helmet off, took his gloves off, pieced out everybody, and said he's done with football. He done retired from football. Oh, by the way, he said he was injured because he had a big stink about the coach. Coach wanted him to go back into the game. He said, "Coach, I'm injured." That's his words. But yet he can still jump up and down, do jumping jacks, hop up and down. Hey, that's neither here nor there. He's no longer with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. On his way out, he smeared the coaching staff. He smeared the organization. He smeared the Hall of Fame quarterback. That was the only one that was in his corner that was willing to give him not only a second chance, but a third chance, possibly a fourth chance if he didn't smear the whole Tampa Bay Buccaneers organization. That's neither here nor there. And now he's no longer a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Or took New England to court, by the way, took Tampa Bay to court. And they said, you know what? We'll just settle. Instead of going through all this nonsense, we'll just settle and just give you your money. And they gave him his money. And then he was on social media trying to be a rapper. He got some decent hits, but he's just like the city girls. 10 years from now, are you going to remember any song from Antonio Brown? Oh, excuse me, AB. Are you going to remember the lyrics to A Whole Lot of Money? Are you going to remember anything from Put That Ish On? He was on Coachella last year, and I did a video on this, and he premiered Put That Ish On. He also premiered his new dance. Even I was joking on him about that. That dance is kind of suspect. Go check out that video. That video is still on and popping on this YouTube channel. Go check it out at your leisure. All right. And now on Antonio Brown, after football, you think things will be quiet, but he's on the news for all the wrong reasons. Released some pictures and videos of his baby mama giving him some top, trying to embarrassed her on social media. Then he was trapped in his house, and they later dropped those charges, and now failing to pay child support, 30 grand a month. Holy. So let me get this straight. This man got enough money to buy an arena football team, but don't have enough money to pay his child support. And I'll be honest with you guys, in the next 2 to 3 years, Antonio Brown, if he hasn't already, he's going to find himself in jail. He's going to be the Bobby Brown. Antonio Brown is the Bobby Brown of social media. I'm not even going to say for the NFL, because he's no longer playing for the NFL. But he's going to be the Bobby Brown of social media. He's going to be stuck like Chuck in a prison cell near you on the 4th floor. Can't get out because he's failing to pay his child support. I feel sorry for Antonio Brown. I really do. We laugh. Occasionally he'll say something or do something. We'll laugh about it. Ha ha, kiki, snap our fingers under the table. But at the end of the day, this is a human being, and the struggle is real. The man can't get himself out of trouble. And to that, I say that's an end of Too Early for This podcast. New premiere time, new premiere day. Saturdays, we're going to be kicking it. We're going to be doing these episodes every Saturday. It's your host and moderator. I'm Chris the Dom 1. Feel free to hit the subscription button, the notification bell, the like button. Share this content with your friends, family, as well as your followers. If you want to subscribe even further, if you really is effing with me, Don Squad in the house, stand up. Hit that membership button. Remember, membership has its privileges. Too Early for This podcast. We'll be back better than ever next Saturday mornings. Different back channel, different back time. We're going to do that we're going to do a summertime sample. If you guys want to wait a couple of days later down the road, do so. I feel like on Saturdays, I feel like, I look at it like this. I don't know if y'all look at it this way, but I look at it like this. On I'd rather do a live stream on Saturday. Therefore, I can talk about the topics from the week instead of doing a live stream on Monday. And now I got to talk about topics that just now premiere or resonate on social media. I have to start finding these topics. If I wait until the weekend, now I got like 5 or 6 days worth of topics I can talk about. All right. So that, I think that's very beneficial to you guys. I really do appreciate everyone checking out this live stream. I hope the numbers are pretty much the same. I hope y'all guys enjoy this podcast. I will see you guys back better than ever. It's your boy. I'm out.